Okie dokie. Let's start our class. Hello everyone, my name is Julia. A lot of new people I see here. So today we're gonna perform knee and dress. So that's the time is limited, and I'm gonna try to talk and show you many different things in 30 minutes. So what we're gonna go with me is breathing. So technically what we're gonna do, we're gonna learn how to do breath holding techniques. Why do we need this? So our body has receptors, CO2 receptors. And when you're super sensitive to CO2, it forces you to breathe faster. It creates a lot of acidity. That's why you feel burned, especially when you're working out in your muscles. And in general, it's not a super good way for you to increase your performance, if we're talking about that. Also, while we're working out, our body produces a lot of cells that kills viruses and infections and stuff like that. With increased amount of O2, when we're trying to inhale more, we are in a very acidic environment. And these killer cells, quote unquote, they just simply stop doing their job, which is also what we don't want to do. So basically, we're going to learn right now about VOLT. And VOLT is the body oxygen level test, which will show how sensitive you are to CO2. Why do we need it? Because the less sensitive you are to CO2, the better your performance, the better your chance of, first of all, avoiding any injuries and eliminating pain, and be more efficient in your workout. So I'm going to explain how we're going to measure it. We're going to measure it, and then we're going to do different exercises so we can improve the ball score, right? Okay, so the ball score, basically right now, we're super calm. We're going to inhale, exhale, we're going to pinch the nose, and I'm going to start counting. The moment you feel the desire to inhale, it's not a competition, first of all. Don't wait until you pass out, okay? So just, let it go and inhale. And remember the number that I will be counting, okay? So whether it's 10, 12, 20, and after that, I'm gonna explain what does it mean and how we can increase it, how we can work it, all right? So if you're ready, let's take a normal breath in. Let's exhale. Pinch the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, nice. So what the best score is around 30. That's where you're not sensitive to CO2, and in general, during even your any activities during the day, let's say you're experiencing any stress, you also will be more efficient in what you do. So we want to aim to up until 30 or 40, and I would say it's not bad that you have like 12, or I saw someone have 12, right? I'm going to go with 12. But there's a way how we can improve it, all right? And this basically would be your warm-up before any workout. The better you are at tolerating CO2 levels, the better your workout in general will be. So what are we going to do right now? We're going to walk. Come here. Social distancing. No, that's fine. You can walk here. So we're going to start walking. There and then back. But the walk will be very special. We're going to inhale, exhale, pinch the nose, and we're going to walk. And I want you to count your steps. How many steps can you perform with one breath holding, okay? Then we're gonna stop, we're gonna return to normal breathing, and we're gonna walk again, okay? And we're gonna see if we can improve it right here, okay? Ready? Let's do this all together. Inhale, exhale, pinch your nose and walk. Count. Let go. Come back here. All right, so that's we want to avoid this. All right. So if you feel that you let it go, you like, that's you were holding it too long. Okay. Let it go a little bit earlier so you can get back to normal breathing. All right. Let's do a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, hold, and walk. So, how are we doing? Better? Okay, let's do one more time and we're going to do another exercise. Ready? Inhale, exhale, pinch it out, let's go. You can probably also feel that your nose is breathing more clear right now. Yes? Okay, so let's return to our positions. Forgot to tell you, if during this exercise you feel dizzy, don't do this. Just in case, alright? Either let it go earlier or just do not perform it yet. It's different exercises that you can do before this particular one, right? So the next one is what we call air hunger. It's basically the same approach. We're gonna inhale, exhale, pinch, but now instead of walking, we're actually gonna squat. Do not rush it, just literally squat as you would normally do, okay? Ready? And count the amount of squats you can perform. And let's go. Inhale, exhale, reach your nose, and let's squat. Good. Look at you, wow. Our winner. How many?
I think I had 7 or 8.
7 or 8. 8. 10. Good. 8. 8. Wow. Well, you're the winner. So how many? Oh, okay. So basically, we can aim up until 15. So you see how off our receptors are with CO2. That's why when you're working out, you can feel fatigue faster, your inflammation increases. So we have to train our bodies to sustain a higher level of CO2. Let's do it again, all right? And let's go. Inhale, exhale, reach our nose, and let's squat. 1. Yeah, I'm not good. How do you feel? After breath holding, sometimes you can also feel that your pain kind of disappeared. Pain, your range of motion got better. So, Andres probably will explain why it's happening. It's not my field of expertise. We're gonna do one more thing, and then we're gonna go to our specific breathing way how we can, while working out. All right? Let's go. Inhale, exhale, reach the nose, and squat. Good. You just can keep on going. That's fine. Has anyone got like better number right now? Good. Just one, it's already better, right? It's better than it was before. So that's basically before every workout. This could be your warm-up. The warm-up of your entire body. So the next thing that I want to show you is basically the way we've been taught probably how when we're lifting something. Let's take shoulder presses, right? What we do? We usually inhale, exhale, inhale. First of all, we don't need that amount of oxygen during these simple exercises. Not that we're running a marathon or sprint right now, and we are getting rid of too much CO2. When we have a very small amount of CO2 in our body cannot offload the red blood cells and take on the oxygen. It's the only way how we can deliver oxygen to the working muscle. When we getting rid of too much CO2, the increased amount of CO2 doesn't mean better for us. It actually means worse. We're creating more acidic environment and we're getting fatigued faster. So let's try this. Let's imagine, if you guys want, you can grab the dumbbells, but I think we can just, imagine that we have dumbbells. Everybody familiar with Arnold Press? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah. So Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry, I'm from Belarus, so I have to ask. Basically, you go here and you press, and you go the same way down. So instead of breathing the way we've been taught, we're gonna do 2 repetitions on 1 inhale and 2 repetitions on 1 exhale. For this, we're gonna have to slow down our breathing. Try to count up until 4 and exhale very slow as well, right? Let's try. So from here, I'm gonna count, you're gonna control your breathing. Let's go. Down, we're still inhaling, now we're exhaling. Inhale, 1, now exhale. 2, inhale, and exhale. Okay. Do you guys understand what is the difference between 2 breath approaches, right? So you can also notice with this less breathing kind of thing that you will be able to actually lift more weight. Since you're not getting fatigued so fast, you can lift more, you can control your form better, and with any exercise, the form is important. If your form is off, the chance of injuries increases, and basically it's not efficient for you, all right? So with upper body, it's very easy. When it comes to lower body, that's where it starts kind of like, tricky. So with the lower body, this is what powerlifters, they do when they lift heavy weights. It's called a basal maneuver. So basically they exhale, they create like a bubble here, which holds their core, and they lift. But we're not gonna inhale through our mouth. It's very inefficient because there's a lot of dead space here, and for our body it's like pointless. What we're gonna do, let's imagine we're doing deadlift. Stiff leg deadlift. Alright? Everybody knows how to do that? The technique? Good. We're gonna inhale through the nose. You're gonna hold your breath. Go slowly down, up, and here you're gonna exhale. Very well. Again, inhale, hold, down, exhale. How about we grab dumbbells? Because that's probably super easy for you right now. You're not really getting this. Let's first do 6 reps with the normal technique that we usually do, right? Not the one that I just showed you, with this one. We're gonna rest a little bit and we're gonna see the difference between 2 techniques while exercising, okay? So let's drop the dumbbells. Ready? And let's go. Down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. 5. 6. Oh, let's do 8. 7. One more. And 8. Good. Drop the dumbbells. Point number 1, after exercise, do not breathe through your mouth, okay? Mouth is for eating, nose is for breathing. So, no mouth breathing. We start breathing through our nose. I know that you probably want to do that, but that's because we just so conditioned to it, okay? Try to, slow down your breathing. After each set that you do, I want you to grab yourself like this, like a belt. Try to squeeze yourself here and minimize the amount of air that you're getting in. Slow, inhale, and exhale. I prefer, of course, when you do this after the set you walk, okay? But for now, we're gonna just do it standing. Inhale, and forcefully. What it's gonna do for you, you're gonna recover faster, you're gonna be able to lift more and more efficient without getting actually super fatigued, all right? Now, let's do second round. Right now, we're gonna do the new way of breathing, okay? We're gonna inhale, we're gonna hold our breath, perform the exercise, exhale. And again, inhale, hold, down, up, exhale. And after that, we're gonna compare 2 ways of breathing, okay? Ready? Let's pick up our weights. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, hold, up, exhale. Inhale through the nose, down, exhale. Inhale, hold, inhale, down, up. Let's do one more. Inhale, hold, down. Good, and let it go. So, tell me, any different? Anybody notice that it was easier, was not that actually heavy, and how do you feel, especially after the set right now? Because I can see you can manage your breathing very easily right now. You keep on breathing normally, right? You're not consuming a lot of oxygen right now because you don't need it. How do you feel?
Feel less out of breath.
Good. What about you?
I felt like my strength part of the movement was much easier.
Awesome.
Yeah, I felt it was definitely much easier.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely noticed the difference in focus. If you didn't notice, just tell me. It's okay. How are you?
I noticed.
Easy? So everybody agrees, right? Okay, so this is basically, let me see, yeah, on time. This was my part of today's session. I hope you guys will use these tools for yourself. Quick recap, first, pinching nose, walking, that's your warm-up, or squat, that's not one. This exercise you can do anywhere. If you're walking on the street, right? You can just, if you don't want to pinch your nose, and people will look at you like, what are you doing? Just simply hold your breath without pinching, okay? When you're sitting on the couch, it will also increase your red blood cells, all right? Which is enough. And second thing is try to slow down your breathing during exercise, especially upper body. It's very easy. With the lower body, try this technique when you're lifting something heavy, and you see how better you are in recovery after that. All right? Thank you very much. And I'm done.
Alright, thanks, Julie. Alright guys, if you want to keep putting dumbbells back, we're not going to be using dumbbells now. Lifting 40 dumbbells. Alright, so for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Andrea Saltis. I'm a physical therapist. I just moved from New York 4 months now. 4 months ago. Yeah. So I deal a lot with athletes, with seniors, everything, from young kids, anyway. And one thing I can say is breathing is a big issue. Can anybody tell me who wakes up in the morning feeling ridiculously stiff and lethargic and doesn't want to do crap? Almost about half of us right here, probably more. One thing I can tell you from now is because of bad breathers. Does anybody here snore? Don't be ashamed. Alright, snore breathers, man, I gotta say, you guys gotta fix that. The only way, the best way to fix that is not through a mouthpiece, tape your mouth. I am not kidding. You put a piece of tape over your mouth, it will force you to nasal breathe. And we already have one tool that filters our air, prevents us from any pathogens, i.e. COVID, and that's your nose. So that's why when I see people, and no offense, but when it comes to masks, we tend to mouth breathe through our masks. That's a lot of hot, moist air, a lot of bacteria. We breathe that crap all the way back in, so then we get other problems. And not only that, when it comes to bad breathing, we also have signs of anxiety. I can pretty much assume that everybody in here has a little bit of levels of anxiety, especially now with COVID. So the one thing you want to make sure you're always doing, not just only when training, but also when you're at home, washing your dishes, if you don't have a dishwasher, is breathe through the nose as much as you possibly can. The hardest part is to do that while training, especially if you guys train with Lee, that he's killing everybody in here. You want to make sure you're nasal breathing as much as possible instead of mouth breathing. Mouth breathing, what?
Sorry, I have a question. When you say breathing, you mean inhale and exhale through the nose?
Absolutely.
So not exhale through the mouth?
You can
Well, you can exhale through the mouth to produce some more force, meaning to be able to get the air out a little bit more faster. But the trick now is to see if you can actually blow out the air through the nose, because it takes a longer time for you to exhale the air out, which you kind of need slower breathing so you can minimize your heart rate. If you're mouth breathing, your heart rate goes up like crazy.
So the goal is to always breathe in and
Yeah,
out.
so for any of those who are mouth breathers, I tell them don't just go straight into nose breathing. I tell them inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And do that that for, let's say, a month, right? But after that, see if you can start doing some more nasal breathing so you can stay that way. All right, so it is our own filtration system. It clears out all the pathogens. It prevents us from infections. So nasal breathing is by far the best, what you want to do. Julia showed you air hunger drills, which was that squat, right? You blew out all that air. I would highly advise you do that, especially before you guys work out, just so you get your energy levels back up. And the reason why I say that, imagine your body is a car, right? And you're just trying to fill that up with fuel. You're filling it up all the way up. At some point, it's going to fill up so much, but you realize you have another 12 different gas tanks around you. That's too much fuel for your body, which means you work out, and how many of you actually fatigue midway through your session? Right? That fatigue means that's how you fatigue. When you nasal breathe, that drops. You're able to keep up with your stamina. Right? So an air hunger drill basically allows you to rebuild CO2, and then it just makes you more tolerant to be able to withstand some more heavier loads or be able to carry on exercise a lot longer. So I would advise air hunger drills before you work out, and especially when you have anxiety. Try an air hunger drill when you have anxiety, you'll see your heart rate actually starts to drop. Your anxiety levels will decrease. So it's one little trick to start using from now. Now, anybody knows what a diaphragm is? I'm assuming, right? Lives somewhere around here, around these lower ribs. We have to be aware that we're using a diaphragm because most of us were using too much chest, especially with anxiety levels. So great way to learn that. Anybody can grab your bands, your thickest bands you have on your mats. And you're going to put that around you. And we're going to place the band under the chest. You can hold that, kind of tighten it up around the waist. All right, so you want to make sure that it's overlapping these ribs. Very, very simple. When you guys are breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth, doesn't really matter. Just feel these ribs around, just feel the band expanding around you as you're breathing in. So, let's give it a shot. Take a nice breath in. Nice and breathe your chest up. You just want to breathe in through the lower ribs. So what he demonstrated was this. Right? You got the chest up. It's not what we're looking for. Especially those of you who have a tight neck. Right? What happens when we breathe so deep? See how the neck gets tight when I breathe in? So we want to make sure we're not using a neck while we're breathing in. You just want to feel the band stretching around, right? So let's try it again. Take a breath in. Much better. Then you can feel those ribs moving, right?
Yes.
All right, we're feeling those ribs moving around the band. Very, very good. So that's how you're using a diaphragm. You know that because the diaphragm lives around these lower ribs. So what I advise, if you guys have bands like this, you can make a knot around it. Somehow this is way too thick for me to make a knot. But if you keep it there for, let's say, an hour a day, it's a constant reminder that, hey, I have to breathe down here. Because if we're breathing 24/7 subconsciously, we need conscious effort to change the way we breathe, right? So we need a reminder, the band, right? Some women actually have corsets. I don't know if they still exist out there for women that want to look extra slim. But if you do, it's another great tool to use and feel those lower ribs moving. And when you use a diaphragm, you actually feel a lot less stressed. You're more calm. Your sleep becomes phenomenal after that because you're much more calm. So if you guys have bands, tie it around you, just so you can constantly feel like you're using these, you're feeling like you're using the diaphragm properly. Cool so far? So, as we're doing mobility work right now, you want to make sure, am I breathing? Because how many times am I doing, let's say, an exercise and we're all holding our breaths? Right? Not the best idea. Even though, just like Julia showed you, to hold the air in, but that's momentarily. I see a lot of people hold their breaths for too long. And that causes other issues later on at night called sleep apnea. For those of you who may have sleep apnea. So, you tie the band, great tool to use, even while training, deadlifting, pressing, bench pressing, I don't care what it is, walking. You want to feel those lower ribs moving, because that will take all that tension off from the neck and the back. All right? So, as we're going around through mobility work, just make sure you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. Every exercise we do in here, tall spine, relaxed. I don't want to see the faces doing this, because the moment your face does that, your body's tense up. Okay, so we want to make sure you're breathing nice and comfortably while we're doing this stuff, okay? If you possibly can, just take shoes off, for those of you who are wearing shoes. And we're all going to get on the ground. And I would like everyone to get into this position. Right leg forward, and a 90-90, left leg back. You good? Oh, the jeans, huh?
No, I was, yeah, no, I'm out of the hip surgery. That's not gonna happen yet.
Hip surgery, okay. All right.
Okay, just.
I'll get back to you.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
We're okay so far, so let's try and stand up nice and tall, nice tall spine. We're gonna stay there for 20 seconds, just breathing. So, in through the nose, and out. Just try and maintain a nice tall spine. Some of you might start cramping a little bit. If that happens, you can relax, try it again. Very good. All right, let's switch. Good, nice. Oh yeah, yeah. And because you're tight, that's where you're leaning a little bit. It's okay. The more you do this, the more it's going to become easy. All right, so nice tall spine, breathing. Again, making sure that you're kind of breathing down here, not like that. All right, now from there, I'm going to go to, hopefully you can do this, with the toes down, sitting on toes. Most women can do this, no problem. And we should feel like, kind of like a small stretch on the toes. For those of you who can't stand this, you're allowed to keep your hands down, take some tension off, but if not, keep the spine straight, nice breathing, calm. Kind of feels like a Tai Chi class. So it's tight on the toes. Keep your hands where elbows down. That's better. Alright. That's it. Okay, now from there, you can take the right leg, it will be flat on the ground like this. So that means you're going to sit on top of the left, toes just the way we had them. Now this might be a little bit tough for you. If you can't do it, you can move a little bit. Cramp it up? Yeah, if they're cramping up, that means you haven't used your toes in a while. You okay? If you can't do it, you can sit like this. It's okay. Yeah. See, bring your hands down. Alright, try and breathe. Cramping? Yeah. So they might cramp for now, but the more you do it, the better it gets. It's because you've never used your toes like that before. Alright guys, let's move on to the other one. Nice and slow. You okay over there, man? You okay over there? Alright. challenge the cramp a little bit, okay? Go, breathe, make sure you're not holding your breaths. All right, now, on the ground, legs straight. All right, toes are pointing up. For those of you who have tight hamstrings, you're allowed to keep the knees slightly bent, but if not, knees straight, tall spine, and just breathe. That's the whole point, is feeling a little bit richer. All right, last one now is this time toes will be on the ground, curl like this. You guys can see. And slowly sit on those toes. Feel the stretch underneath your feet. If you don't feel so much of a stretch, kind of push the knees back, and you might start feeling a little bit more of a stretch. If it's too tough, you're allowed to keep your hands down to take some tension off. If you're able to stand on this, you're fine. How's it feel? And we have a little flat foot now. It's too tense on your feet. A little tense over there? Feet. You may want to do this enough. All right, now let's all stand up. Okay, now some of the stuff that I'm going to show you today we've done in the past for those of you who have attended this class before. So again, we're going to focus on ankles. Everybody put their left foot behind with their toes curled like this. And from there, we're just going to do about 5 reps, just pushing the top part of the ankle towards the floor. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. There. All right, now slant the heel out to the side and push forward again. It's going to feel like an outer toe stretch. Okay, now slide the foot a little out to the side, heel in. So it's going to feel like a big toe stretch. Now it's going to cramp. All right, let's switch feet. Middle toe stretch, 5 reps. There. Slant the heel out to the side, push forward, outer toe stretch. Slide the foot out, heel in, push forward. It's going to cramp. All right, now, feet hip width apart, looking parallel to each other. Bring the left foot slightly forward and turn it in, so toes are looking in. So the right's like this, left is like this. From there, you guys can see me, knees will be locked, and you're gonna try and slant the ankle out to the side like this. The other leg, that one, right. Now try not to push the hips out to the side, so you can bring your whole body weight on top of that ankle so you can feel more of that stretch there. All right, let's do the other one. Right foot forward, turn in. Very good. Feel that stretch on the side of the ankle. Okay, now, everybody grab their heavy bands. It's like a purple colors. All right, so band goes under your left foot like this. With the right hand, Pull it a little out to the side towards your right. Okay. We're gonna step on it. There. Foot forward, turn it in. And let's do another 5 to get the band a little closer to the ankle. All right, so from there we're doing the exact same thing, but this time with some resistance. There, so push the band out to the side. Bring that foot forward and turn it in. There. There you go. Good. All right, now, other foot. There, pull it out to your left. Stretch it with the band. Forward, turn it in, and push. So let the foot go flat, push it out. Flat, push it out. We gotta work on those ankles. Okay. Keep the band on that right foot. Take a left foot forward, right leg back. And that right foot, where the band is underneath it, toes will be pointing out. From there, hold the band to your left hip. From there, if you guys can see me, you're gonna get now the inner ankle towards the floor. Very good. So remember, nice tall posture, looking straight. So yeah, you want to kind of break the ankle. So I'm giving it, there we go. All right, switch the band under the left foot. Right foot forward, left foot back. Toes are pointing out. Band to your right hip. All right. And to the forward. Good, nice tall postures. All right, now keep the band underneath that left foot. The band will go around. From your other side, you're picking up the band, wrapping it over your right hip.
No, that's for my target.
Excuse me?
You're not asking for my target.
I'm a sergeant in here now. So, right foot forward, left foot back. All right. So now, I want you to do what we call a posterior tilt of your pelvis. Basically, kind of tuck your butt. And you want to keep it there. You might feel a stretch on your left hip. Feel that stretch? Keep the butt tucked and just lunge forward and back, but more in a circular motion. Yeah. So you kind of want to feel that little stretch in front of that left hip. Good. Lunge forward. You may want to take a bigger step actually. Okay, now take a step back and left foot straight just like the other. Again, tuck the butt and move forward. It's going to feel a little harder moving forward. Good. Don't let the heel come off. And keep the knees straight in the back. You're just letting your right leg drive you forward. That's better. All right. And switch to the other foot. Band under the right. There. Then goes behind. Grab it from your left hip. Wrap it around left hip. Left it forward, right it back. Toes are pointing out. Same exact thing. You tuck the butt. You're going to feel a little bit of a stretch on the right hip. And lean forward. Feel that little stretch. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Take a step back. Right foot straight just like the left, parallel to each other. Tuck in the butt. And you want to move us the camera right there. Alright. Do we all feel a stretch here on the right hip?
Yeah.
Yes. Feel a little stretch. Alright. Let's go to band now. Now we're going to go into the spine. That's what everybody wants, the spine. So first we're going to do some pelvic work. So the pelvis, everybody have knees slightly bent, arms relaxed. So we're going to do anterior, posterior tilts. Basically, I'll show you from the side. Basically, tucking my butt, sticking it out. Just this. Not too big, because that's lower back. Very, very small. Just imagine the tailbone just tucking under, sticking out. Under, sticking out. Good. Yeah, everybody's got this. Okay, now that we know how to do that, then we're going to go side to side. So, one hip goes up, then the other. Very good. If you have a hard time, you can definitely put your hands here. Feel one hip going up, the other one dropping. And then the other. This is your Saturday night move. Try not to let the heels come up. Okay, so bend the knees. There you go. Okay. Now you know how to do it. Alright. Now for the ultimate move, circles. Like a hula hoop. I know this is Lee's favorite. He does this at home at night watching the mirror. Very, very good. For those of you who have neck issues, you may want to do this. It actually relieves a lot of tension. Let's go to the other side, 5 reps. Very, very good. Now let's make it a little more challenging. Right foot forward, left foot back. The back leg straight, locked out. Front leg a little bit bent. And let's try doing circles there now, without bending that back leg. You feel a little hard. Very good. All right, switch feet. Left foot forward, right leg back. Same exact thing. The back leg has to stay locked out. Front leg a little bit bent. Just doing circles. You'll notice a stretch again in the front of the right hip. Feel that? Very, very good. And now, legs apart. We squat a little bit. And let's see if we can do it there. Very good. Now 5 reps to the other side. Awesome. All right. That was a pelvis. Now lower back. I'm going to practice first side to side. Tall spine. Imagine there's a string being pulled from the top of your head. You don't want to move from the neck, from the upper back. Think down here. So from there, bend as far as you can towards one side, as far as you can to the opposite side. Feel crunching on this side, crunching on the other. You can use your hands to kind of slide down towards the knee. Try not to let your hips go out to the side. Try and keep this steady. Right? Knees may be bent. And do it that way. All right. Now, forward and back. Be careful. The forward is not hinging to the hips. Okay, it's not a hip exercise. You want to bend from your lower back. So that means this, not this. Okay? So bend forward with your lower back, and then we extend. When you extend back, be careful of the neck. We don't want to see this. All right, that's going to damage some of the spines in the back. So just keep the head neutral. Just bend through your lower back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Very good. One more time. Forward. There you go. And back. Awesome. So now, if we put all four together, that gives you a circle. Bend towards one side. You roll forward. Go to the opposite side. Slowly extend back. Add some big lower back circles. Relax the arms. You're just dangling. They're dead. There you go. Very, very good. You're going to try your best to keep your legs steady, your hips steady. It's just your lower back movement. Good. 5 reps to the opposite side. Make sure you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. Can I help her out down there? Very, very good. All right, now let's make it a little more challenging. Left foot forward, right leg back, but spread the feet out a little bit, like this, so you can have a nice wide base. Slowly for this one, because a lot of you may have a little bit of trouble with balance. So let's start. Go forward, to the left, back, opposite side. Yep, there we go. Slowly, slowly, very good. Breathing. And switch legs. Right foot forward, left foot back. Same exact thing. Go forward, go to the right, extend back. Very good. Very, very good. All right, let her rest. Quite challenging, I would assume. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. So now, upper back. Everybody put one hand on their chest like this. The other one goes on the belly button, maybe a little bit underneath the belly button. You don't want to move the bottom hand. So basically nothing down here moves, only the top. So I'm going to do side gliding, which looks like this. I'll bring my chest towards one side like that, and then to the other. Very good. Try not to bend, so you're not going to do this. You're just moving the ribcage side to side. Here and here. Very good. You might feel some tension in the lower back, maybe around the obliques. That's a good sign. Good. So kind of like zigzags, right? So legs steady. There you go. And now the other way. Boom, good. All right. Okay, now from there, keep the hands there. I'm going to do this from the side so you can see me. We're doing chest up, so the bottom hand pushes out. Then K, the chest in, round back. Chest up, round back. Inhale as you go up, exhale as you go down. Last one. Okay. If we put all four together, that gives you upper back circle. So, hands back here again. We'll do this in a box. So, glide towards one side. Cave the chest. Glide to the other side. Stick out the chest. Glide to the other. Cave the chest. Glide to the other. chest up. Glide to the other. Cave. Glide. Chest up. Now we can do a little bit faster. Glide to the other side. Cave in. Very, very good. You guys can see now how this becomes a circle. Good. Cave the chest. Glide to the other side. Stick the chest up, keep it up. Glide to the other side. And cave in. And rest. Alright. Now we're going to the neck. Hands on the chest. Preferably the index finger and middle fingers kind of touching the collarbones. Now, again, tall spine, strength being pulled from the top of your head. Here, and we're going as far as you can to the left, as far as you can to the right. You're going to feel a stretch on one side of the neck, tension on the other. Good. Use muscle, so you want to see how far you can push down, and to the other side. Very good. If there's any pain, do not move into pain. As much as you can tolerate. Good. You'll notice that if you bend your head towards one side, the other shoulder wants to come up. Don't let that happen. You're going to push that opposite shoulder down. It's just going to look like this. There. Very good. Now we're going to do rotation. So, if my head turns left, as far as possible, use your eyes to look as far to the left even more. And then turn to the right. And find a new spot on your right side. And then to the left. Do not allow your chest to move. And then to the opposite side. Good. And to the opposite side. One more round. All the way. Very good. Now, many of you have never used that kind of range before. That's how we get arthritis. Because when you don't move your joints in the available range of motion that you have, it becomes sticky, and then you have what we call osteophytes, which is arthritis. So you may want to use your neck, because if you don't use it, you lose it. Right? So turn the neck, bend the neck. If you suffer from any neck pain, this is definitely something you want to focus on. Now we're going to do protraction, retraction. This is protraction. Head forward. Retract, pull it back. Head forward. Pull it back. Head forward. Pull it back. Forward. Back. Let's keep our necks now bent to the left. Head forward. Pull it back. Head forward. Pull it back. Forward. Pull it back. Let's go to the right. Head forward. Back. You'll notice a stretch on one side as you're pulling your head back. Okay, now everybody look to the left. Same exact thing. Head forward, pull it back. Forward. Down. Very good. Good. So imagine your face is going towards the wall, and then you're pulling it away from the wall. There you go. All right, let's turn to the opposite side. To your right side. To your left. Very, very good. Okay. Now we're going to the shoulder blades. Left arm out like this, not out to the side, maybe a little, like a 45-degree angle. So, protract, retract, just like the neck. Shoulder forward, pull it back. Do not allow the elbow to bend. Okay, it's just forward like that, and you're reaching, you're pulling it back. Forward, back, back. Now, shrug up the shoulder, pull it down. Shrug, pull it all the way down. Good, and down. Last one, up and down. Now from there, 5 reps, we're doing that in circles. So reach forward, shrug up, pull back, down, and forward. So you guys can see it from the side, this is what I'm doing right here. Just shoulder blade circles. Very good. All right, let's go to the right arm. Now here, reach forward, pull it back. When you reach forward, you should feel a little bit of a stretch on the upper back. There, now pull it back. So there, feel the stretch on the upper back. When you pull back, you should feel a tightness on the upper back. And now shrug it up, pull it down, up to the ear, and away from the ear. Up to the ear, and away. Now let's do it in circles. Forward, up to the ear, pull it back, down away from the ear, and reach forward. Very good. All right. Last one, go on to elbows. Hands up, just like this, just one arm. Let's do the left. So, imagine you're holding a plate, you don't want to spill it. From there, the hand will go under the armpit, like this. And from there, you're going to extend it out. Lock out the elbow. You should feel a very large stretch going down that arm. Palm up again. All right, so our starting position is always on, be onto your side, under the armpit. There, turn and lock out. Palm up. Again, on, palm up. Under the armpit. And lock. Palm up. Last one. Here. And lock. Palm up. Now actually go palm down. This time I'm going towards the neck. Here to the neck, you're about to slice it. Out to the side, lock. Palm down. Towards the neck. Lock. 2 more reps. Here, there, lock. You want to feel that little tightness on the tricep. Palm down. Bend, feel the bicep kind of flexing. Right there. Right arm. Palms up. Under the armpit. Lockout. Use some muscle. I want you to squeeze out that lockout. Palm up. Onto the armpit. Lock. And again. There. Lock. And up. Now let's go palm down. Now let's go to the neck. Make a bicep. Pull that to the side. Lock. Palm down. To the bicep. Up to the side. Lock out. Last one. Here. Out. And lock. Very good. All right, we're going to finish off with some ground stuff. So let's get back on the ground again. Just sitting. Can you get on the ground? Are you feel like this? All right. So here, feet spread apart from each other. Hands are behind you. And from here, we're just going to bring knees slowly down to the floor. Both of them. And then to the other side. If you feel like you're sliding forward, readjust. The closer the heels come to your butt, the harder it gets. So you can keep them slightly further away, but apart. Go here, and here. Spread the feet out. Yeah. So knees have to touch the floor, but for those of you who can't, it's okay. Very, very good. All right, we got 8 more reps. 1, 2. If you feel like you're sliding forward, readjust. And sit back again. Good. All right, 4 more reps. 1, 2, 3, 1 more, and 4. Now, last one, a little bit harder, no hands. So, keep the hands here, interlocked together. Knees are still bent, feet apart. When the knees go to the left, the upper body turns to the right. So, here, there, good. I know, try. Can't do it, it's okay. Let's try.
Just do it like you can. Yeah.
Yeah, so if your knees go to one side, turn to the other. Okay. Very good. Can't do it, it's okay. So bend the knees there, good. All right, 3 more reps, guys, 3 more reps. Oh, you're awesome. Good. Don't worry, I'm gonna help you out.
Just breathe one more.
And that's it. Let it rest. So, I'm gonna leave it to that. Next time we're probably gonna do a little bit more harder things. But for those of you that thought that this was too hard, you raise your hand. Was it too hard? Not really, right? I like to hope so. So, just little mobility like this. Next time we come, we're gonna do a lot more stuff with bands. So this way you can strengthen up these joints. Because the more strength you have on these joints, the less arthritis, the less tightness you have on the neck and the back. So if you're able to do something like this on the ground for your hips, the results are amazing after that for the shoulders and everything, because you're just moving around. Preferably less couch. Sit on that ground, move those hips just like that, and then to the other side. Just making sure you're constantly breathing. And by next week, where's Lee? And hopefully by next week, we'll practice a little bit more of this stuff. I would say for homework, one thing that was challenging for you is just move those hips side to side. Very, very easy to do, especially without hands, because that gets the entire spine. You can see how it rotates towards one side, rotates to the other. So if you wake up in the morning, stiff on your back and even your neck, try some of these exercises, side to side, knees going on both sides. And you'll notice how different that feels throughout your day. One set of 30 reps, and that's about it. But it requires persistence, so you can do it maybe twice a day. There's sometimes I eat my food on the ground like this, just constantly switching my legs because I want to open up the hips throughout time. So, that's it, guys.
If I may, you asked about the exhalation through the mouth. So it has different ways. It basically, when first to teach you how to exhale longer, because we hyperventilate, we inhale more than we exhale, and the whole waste product that we accumulate in our body and fat, we exhale it. We're not sweating it out, we're not pooping it, we exhale. So the fourth exhalation is to teach you how to not do this, but
That's a little fun thing to know, that when you exhale, you're exhaling fat.
yeah.
Right?
And
You should just
second
tell you
thing
if I want to
is-
lose weight, blow out more.
It's very useful for anxiety and calming if you're stressed or anything like that. Instead of taking deep breath in, you actually have to exhale. That's what helps you to calm down your nervous system. If you, on your daily, during the day, of course, you will be breathing through the nose. But if it's a specific thing, let's say you want to kind of calm down yourself, that could be a mouth breathing, mouth exhalation, either through the pursed lips, with actually a sound, or with a straw. But also you can exhale through the nose. It has different names, the mouth breathing. And during exhalation, I'm sorry, during workouts, you're accumulating a little bit more of the waste. So that's why it helps with this, a little bit better than through the nose.
But your ultimate goal is to breathe solely through the nose.
During your day, that's only nose. But also, you know, you can just meditation. Meditation is about yoga. It's about breathing. So they have a million different ways how to breathe. With the first sleeps, or slow sleeps. So it's, you know, it's not that it doesn't right or it's not right. It's just different approach.
So like 50%
Just
you take 50% on inhale and 50% on exhale, is it like 50-50 deal?
I'm not saying you
So
gotta
let's
slam it down.
discuss. Basically,
Yeah, you may want to keep your hands back.
you want to decrease the amount of breath that you do during 1 minute
It's gonna take some time.
up to 5.5 to 6. So that's another way of actually see if you're efficient in oxygen. You're gonna count like 1 minute, right?
The neck
And you're just gonna count the amount of breath you're doing. That's what we did last
Yeah,
time.
very simple, right? Just
Like, they say it's like 15. 15 is way too much. It's way too much air in and way too much CO2 out. So we just discussed. That's 4. You start with 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4 out. 4 in, 4 out. And then once you're comfortable with this, and deep breathing doesn't mean chest breathing. Deep breathing means this, not this. And you slow down your inhalation, you count up to 4, and you exhale on a count of 4.